Welcome to the Sage Stage. This episode is just a bunch of everything.
Ooh, we did a lot of topics. We talked about why we swear so much.
Our pivot year.
We talked about different argument styles and languages of love.
And
we talked about...
You know what, Jane? We basically just had a girl conversation.
A whole lot of things.
So join our girl conversation. And as always, comment, follow, subscribe, and we just love you.
Yeah.
Enjoy the episode. Bye. You always say bye.
One of these days, we're going to figure out how that works.
One of these days, it will work. Hey, cheers.
Cheers.
So
I think it's so funny. Like, I'm going to start with what?
Just start, because I like the way that we just walk. Like, I always edit, so sometimes we're just in the middle of a sentence. I think that's kind of cool. So,
but that people are wondering, like, how do you plan? We're like, we don't.
We don't. And that's what I was telling you, Rich said, hey, honey, maybe, if you have a topic 2 days before, then you can do research. And I said, we tried that and it was shit because we sounded so stilted and not us.
It's like, this has to be fun or I won't be able to do it. So I'm
also
like,
that
research was like, and there will be times, of course, when we do that. But for now,
I think it depends on the topic.
Yeah.
And when we get into having guests, which we will hopefully eventually do, then you do research. But right now, we're just two women talking out loud.
Shit.
As Rich says, two women talking.
Two women talking.
But I said that sounds like twat. TWT.
Yeah.
Twat.
We could, that could be another lead generation. Who knows?
It could be a side track. But
no,
we don't.
So
we just
honestly,
we
we come in with a couple of ideas of things we want to talk about, and then we let it go to where it organically wants to go, because it's a conversation, and conversations do that. So
as they should.
Yeah.
And when it becomes very my turn to talk, your turn to talk, let's talk about this. Did you get this point across? It's not conversation. It's robots.
Robots.
Were you thinking robots?
I'm laughing because I know we talked about a couple of things that we thought we talked about, and they just all went.
We were going to talk about why we say fuck a lot.
Oh yeah, that's fun.
And or maybe why
what happened
to make us pivot into this.
Yeah, and we didn't read the pivot year yet.
We haven't read the pivot year, which if you have not bought the pivot year,
it's a great book.
It is the most fabulous book by
Brianna Wiest.
And she's written lots of books.
But
we started it at the same day. So it's
last summer.
A page a day.
It's 1 page a day. And it's kind of about, like, it's a good thing to read when you were in a year of change, which God knows most of the women in my age bracket, and a lot of people younger as well, but are in this massive change. Could be it empty nesting, be it career pivot, be it marriage changing, be it
just life things, like just emotional changes.
Yeah.
I gave it to my 23-year-old daughter,
which is so great.
And she's actually reading it, and I think that's great. And
it's good for busy women because it's literally a page a day.
Sometimes it's like 5 sentences, and sometimes it's the whole page, but it really makes you think.
Yeah,
and
it makes you feel okay about the fact that you're in turbulent water. And that's where I am, right?
Well, I think we all are. And I think that's especially you and I, when we talk about...
I think we all are. I think there's some people out there that look like they got their shit together. And I'm like, well done.
Okay, well, maybe the turbulent times were before, or they haven't hit them. So watch out. They might be coming. I don't know anyone traveling life, especially in their later years, they don't have a turbulent time, because shit happens. Your kids move out, or your marriage dissolves, or you retire,
or your job disappears.
They don't even have to be bad things. Like, that's something. Job disappears, that's kind of bad. But like just natural things causes
a lot of upset and change. Yeah. And then there's the downsizing thing too. Like I know I've decided, and John and I have talked about this a lot, is that we love our home, but both of our parents are still in their 5-bedroom, family of origin houses. And I'm really clear that I don't want that. I want something more
at your end days.
Yeah. Well, I just want to be in my end. It's just like they've got houses full of furniture and so much stuff. And I'm like,
and is that fair to your kids to have to deal with?
We're going to end up dealing with all that. And I love you guys, but it's a big job. And I'm like, that's not something I want to do that.
Well, I mean, I know Rich and I have talked about moving. And now the market is just like, what's the point?
Yeah.
And, we want a bigger yard or, maybe a little bit more space. But at the same time, where we live, like I moved into his house, it's our home now, but it's a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom. Like we have tons of space and it's so great. It's not huge.
That's
You'd
great
think
location still too.
It's great. It's central to everything. And at this stage in my life, having just moved to Guelph and just learning and meeting people and finding my peeps and my places, I kind of went, don't move me again.
Yeah.
Not that we would move far, but
they say that moving is like right up there with like dying in terms of level of stress, like the imminent death of your body, your human body, and moving from one place to another. It's like there's stress levels are super high. And
really, I'm trying to think of, because my moves that I've done, they've been exciting. The move out of my marriage into a new home, that was so exhilarating in one way, like so exhilarating, but at the same time, because I felt for my children who were not exhilarated by the whole thing, that was emotional turmoil. That was a huge thing. It was kind of a death, but a good one. But at the same time, it was a really hard rebirth.
Yeah.
It was like think of it as labor. Like it was like months long labor before we were all settled. No. Before my children were settled, like and felt safe to sleep there. Like I would sleep on the same floor. Hannah was only 12 or something, and her bedroom was near the door. It was so stressful. But then moving from there to the loft was stressful. It was stressful, but not in the same way, because I couldn't find a place to live because it was COVID and no one wanted to rent to a single mother of 51 years old. I'm 51. Every time.
Today's Shonda's birthday.
Oh, today's my birthday.
Yes.
And I'm now not 51. I am 56.
Congratulations. You look fabulous.
Thank you, because you know what?
Cheers.
So many women in my life did not reach 56, and love to them all. And I am so grateful for every day that I have here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Drink.
We should have put
Baileys in this.
Thinking about that. It's like there's no alcohol.
There's no alcohol in this coffee. But we are celebrating another lovely 50th.
50th tonight.
Yeah.
So we're going in our tacky 80s prom.
Tacky 80 prom.
As her request.
As per her. No, that's just how Jane and I roll up to every party. Hey, here we are. Fucking Madonna. Fucking deal. Let's make that the thing. Anytime we go to a party together, let's just go tacky.
Tacky, different decade.
Oh, different decade.
Oh,
but the dress, I wanted to say, I look good in a peplum.
You do.
Because it covers the belly. So I'm like, because it's a very 30s, the 39 steps.
Oh, yeah.
That's we have a long gown with cover the menopause belly.
We haven't said it. We're in a play.
I'm in a play. She's directing the play.
I'm directing a play.
It's just, I have a little bit, but I get to die. That's worth 2 seconds on stage.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You get to shoot a gun.
I get to shoot a gun and die.
Yeah.
That's 5 minutes of my life.
Exactly. That's super. And anyone's wondering, it was up in January 2026 at Guelph Little Theatre.
Yes.
And it's going to be funny and fun. It's kind of cross between Monty Python and
Alfred Hitchcock. Yeah. So great. Okay, so back to
done my plug.
What?
I said I'm done my
plug. But what are we back to? We were talking about pivot year.
Yeah.
And why?
Why we say fuck a lot.
Oh, why we say fuck a lot. Well, I mean, you were saying, do you remember the first time you started?
Yeah. So because I was raised very I'm going to say rather strictly Roman Catholic, it was really, and my parents don't swear. Actually, I can say I could never heard my parents ever say the F-bomb. I think I heard my dad say it once at the factory, but generally, not a thing. And I would say of my siblings, it's a very rare event.
Your siblings don't swear either?
Not a lot, no. I mean,
are they
a little more?
I mean, I'm not trying to. Are they repressed?
No. I think I have a real affinity for swearing, and I think it's because for me there was a moment in grade 6. I remember it so vividly. I was wearing a brand new pair of white denim jeans.
Ooh.
And I felt so good. And I was really, you have to know, in
grade
six,
in grade 6,
I was not in the in group. I was not considered part of the pretty girl crowd.
Me neither.
I was like very much on the outside. And it was the day I finally went, ooh, I feel like I could be in the pretty girl group because I'd like wearing the right clothes. And I thought, okay,
hold on.
And then,
but then if you saw a picture of yourself, would you have looked at, I have those outfits where I thought, oh my God, look, the boys will like me. I had no boobs. I had this little pear-shaped body with skinny arms and legs. I'm like, I think the boys will like me in this. And I see a picture. I'm like, oh, you're a loser. Loser. I had friends, but not the cool friends.
Exactly. I had friends.
I had great friends.
They were all like,
we were doing our own thing.
Like, This is how my dynamic was in grade school. The boys and the girls, right? There would be when I was in grade school, there a lot of times it would be the boys chase the girl games, right? So the boys would be chasing the girls around the playground. And
were you saying we must increase our bus?
No, we never.
The bigger, the better, the tighter, the sweater. The boys are depending on us. Like how fucking 1975 and terrible
up is that?
Terrible fucked up. Yes.
Anyways,
70s, man.
Yeah. Anyways, they'd all be running around, and I would be the gatekeeper. I'd be like, the boys would be putting the girls into jail, right? And I would go and unlock the gate and go, run!
You were free.
Run again, and then the boys would all chase them again, and I'd just be like, wow, this kind of sucks.
I know, right?
But I was not worthy of being chased, right? So these jeans, I was like, oh, I'm gonna look good. Anyways, we're all standing in a circle, like all the popular boys and girls standing around this circle.
Making me have memories of that game when I was like 10, 11, 12. And I would just stop running because I'm like, I don't want to run anymore. And they wouldn't even catch me. That's how much of a loser I was. No one would catch me, even when I stood still.
Okay, I gotta tell you though, my jeans.
Right, the jeans. Story. Oh, the F word, yeah.
So we're standing around a circle, and I remember so vividly, like there's Todd Gleason and Jeff and Perry Belafonte.
You're dropping names.
Oh my gosh, they won't watch this. It's okay. And they're all standing around, and all the popular girls, and we're all like talking about deep important grade 6 cool stuff, and I slip. I slip, and I end up in the center of the circle in a mud puddle. And land on my butt, and I am like this over the mud puddle, and everyone freezes. Because I'm like on the ground like this, just soaked my butt in mud.
Oh no.
And I remember saying, does anyone mind if I swear? And the entire group was like, no. And I was like, fuck.
Oh my God.
And I'm just like, and I felt so much better. And then I stood up and went, see you later. We're going to go change. That was such a visceral memory.
I did not say the F. I mean, I did. I know I did, but I didn't swear like I do now until I was pregnant with Kara.
Wow.
And I do blame.
I launched that.
It was, and then it just all over. I would say it. I wasn't like a goody two shoes, but I didn't. It wasn't part of my vernacular, my day to day, until I was pregnant, and I was working in daycare. So here I am, surrounded by children, and I got pregnant, and I don't know about the hormones, but everything was fuck me, these fucking kids. Not to them, of course, but. And I was working with a friend of mine, Katie, and like she just looked at me, and I'm like, I'm a trucker now, and it never stopped. But I remember
something kicked it off.
I think it's hormones. Yeah, I love Kara's pregnancy. Made me love coffee, swearing, and Granny Smith apples.
What?
I was addicted to Granny Smith apples and pineapple.
So it's funny how there's different. Did you find I had different cravings with each pregnancy?
No, I always craved Hannah. It was mandarin oranges and pineapple. Not so much the Granny Smith, but I like them. But now I don't eat them. I love pineapple, but not Granny Smith apples so much.
Interesting. But they were for both your pregnancies, were they?
It was citrus.
So for me, I was protein. So I remember being at the stage door. I'd finished a show. I was pregnant, and it was in the first trimester. And
me too, from my first pregnancy.
Were you?
Yes, that's how I never drank coffee until I was in this show where I had to drink coffee, and the character poured it was a joke, half the thing of sugar, the containers, those old fashioned, was set in the 40s. And I'd have to drink, we had like a whole urn of coffee that was cold, and I kept cold, sugary coffee to my lips. Oh, as soon as that baby was off the boob, I drank coffee.
Oh, wow.
I was craving it.
Wow. Interesting. Yeah. No, I was doing The Illusion, and I was playing, anyways, doesn't matter. I remember after the show, late one night, John came to the stage door, and he's like, pick me up, take me home. And I said, we're going to the keg, and we're going right now. I need a steak within 10 minutes or I'm going to kill somebody. That's so awesome. He was like, I think they're still open. I'm like, they're open. I checked. So I went right to the keg. I had a massive steak at like 11 o'clock at night. And
that's fantastic.
visceral memory. And then with Hugh, it was a really different craving. I ended up craving green mango salad from Thai.
I didn't know about green mango, so I probably would have if I'd known about it. I didn't know that.
It was the particularly green mango.
Yes,
it was the citrusy, but it was also like
they've got that lemongrass on it.
And then Blythe, it was some oranges, and I remember sitting down in the kitchen here once, and I couldn't stop eating them. I ate 8 oranges.
Oh my God! Did you throw up?
I got so sick. But
I would have so bad heartburn. I know.
My mouth hurt. Like by the end of the last one, I was like, "What are you doing? Your mouth is like." It's like,
and Blythe comes out slightly orange.
She didn't. She's beautiful.
She is beautiful,
and I don't eat a lot of them now.
Isn't that funny? That's what I mean. I don't. A pineapple I still like, but yeah, the other ones I enjoy, but I don't crave them.
See, I love this. I had no plan to talk about some stuff.
No, now we're talking about cravings, but and we started with the pivot here
and swearing.
But when you we were a kid, like my parents were hippies.
I couldn't ever swear.
My parents were hippies, but there was my mother, no swearing. In fact, that when my sisters and I started to swear, she would get very mad, and then it became a joke because then we were in our 20s, and but she can't send us to our rooms now.
Right.
But when we were kids, and I remember learning a new bad word and wanting to tell it to my best friend. So Lisa and I were
feel like the cool kid when you get to teach.
I was like teaching the bad word.
The new bad word.
We're such losers.
Like, what does it mean?
Oh no, I didn't know what it meant, but I knew it was a bad word. But we were such losers that if someone said the word bag, we'd go bag, ha ha ha, because of bag, scrotum bag. We just went, oh, bag, ah, you said bag. Yeah, hello people. If you haven't learned already, I was a loser. But I had learned the word, and I know we have a swearing thing. I had learned the word bastard. I didn't really know what it meant, but I knew it was a bad word.
Okay.
So I'm in the back seat with Lisa. My mom and her mom are in the front seat because they would always go shopping together and leave us in the car and stuff. So I'm saying to her, they had gone into the store or something, and I'm trying to teach her bastard. So they come back in, and so then we're whispering. And I'm saying, it's bastard. She'd say it loud, batter? I'm like, no, bastard. Mustard? Like she couldn't say and then we're laughing our heads up. We got in trouble so many times as kids because we would always laugh inappropriate times.
Oh my God.
But I tried to teach the word bastard
to
Lisa McDonald, and she didn't hear it. I
didn't. I knew smart enough not to swear around my parents. But by the time I was in high school and university, it was just like, there was a freedom in it for me, and it really only comes out now if I'm really, really mad. It comes out a lot, but I
swear a lot.
Actually, I was going to say that's when I use okay, we're going to swear a bit here. That's when the motherfucker comes out. Like that's when I'm angry. That's when the motherfucker, goddamn you piece of shit, comes out. But generally the fuck bomb, the F bomb.
Why are we stopping now? I mean, we're going to have a huge
F bomb is like, it's unfortunately become a verb, a noun, and like it's
okay.
just
So, but why?
It's not classy, but it is kind of. I just am like that. That's just
I know,
me.
and I'm thinking about it, and when I know back in the day, like it was bad.
Yeah,
and it's still not bad. I don't want my 8-year-old to call me, hey, motherfucker.
There's still times it's inappropriate.
It's inappropriate at certain times, but it's become more of a. It's such a great word. It encompasses like when you're mad, when you're happy. It's just. I guess the FUCK of fuck. Like it's so
good. Like why is there no other word that is good as
that
fuck?
When you need to be happy. Like Rich and I went to a concert, and he doesn't swear. I remember we were dating, and he said, "Oh, like I try not to swear," and I'm like, "Well, you're with the wrong fucking person." I don't know if it went exactly like that, but something like that. So, but we went to a Queens of the Stone Age concert. He loves them.
Okay.
I knew one song, but I'm like, yeah, I'll go. I love concerts. So, we're dancing. It was at the Budweiser stage. I'm standing in front of him. There was space, and he was behind me, and we're dancing. And every song, my hips had bruises on them. He was using my ass like a drum. He's like hitting it, going, dancing, and I didn't mind. But he's laughing. And then anytime a good song come in, he'd be like, motherfucker. I remember thinking, oh, so he swears when he's happy about music. And that's what I mean.
It's such an expression of, like, in that case, like energy and joy.
Yes.
Like, so good.
And like I said, we were talking earlier, I said, I read an article, and I swear it's true, that highly intelligent and creative people swear a lot. So we are so fucking crazy intelligent and creative.
That's just it.
No, but I mean, it is funny how, I mean, I didn't grow up swearing. My parents do not swear. And I do find that there's people, what they swear, like, I know I swear a lot, but I also try and be intelligent. Some people are just swearing for it, and there's like, nothing, there's no substance, and I just go, okay, that's absolutely a little much.
There's a point when it's every second word, and it's your everyday talk, that I'm like, that's not great. It does.
When I'm very excited, or I'm very angry, that's when it comes out more. I don't sit there and talk about the weather and where I'm going that day, dropping F-bombs. I'm not going to say I haven't, because now someone's going to know you did that, Chandra.
Who I'm with too. Like, I'll be perfectly honest. I don't, it's definitely at the workplace. It doesn't happen. And definitely not at, when I'm at home with my parents, because that's just out of respect for them. When we have heated conversations or something I feel passionate about, it comes out, and I don't even know. And they've just come to accept it. Right. Like, they've gone, that's part of Jane. She's very passionate, they would say. She's got big emotions, and I'm like, sure.
Okay, so you know what? I hate that. Let's stop that shit. Because I've been told, oh, Chandra, you're so big, or you're so emotional. And that made me shut it down.
And that's actually this is a good pivot. Oh, the thing I thought we would talk about is that, why do we feel like we need to live large how is it that we've kept ourselves small? And that might be linked to that I've been told I'm too much most of the time.
I know I have been, by many people. Mm-hmm. And I remember when I started dating Rich, and I would tell men, I'm like, just warning you, I get really emotionally big. I might be too much. And God love him. And that's probably why he's the one. He still says, even when I think I've lost my shit, I've screamed, I've yelled, and he's just like, I don't think that's too much. When he thinks it's too much? When I am super excited and I come home and my energy is off the charts, and I'm like, that's when he goes, oh, I can't.
Wow. So the anger stuff is not
anger he can handle, but he's a Virgo.
For me.
He's a Virgo. So that to him is not anger. It's just conversation.
Right.
Where I go, we're yelling. I don't like that, but I'm super excited, happy. And now he, it's not all the time, but if he's not ready to match that, he's like, you need to slow down. Can you just give me a second? There's a lot coming at me.
Yeah.
And I respect that, because I do know when I'm full Chandra energy, I'm sure people are just like, hi, can we stop for a second?
Right. And it's not wrong. Like,
I've learned that I know it's not wrong. And I know it's not wrong when someone says to me, I can't handle this right now. Mm-hmm. That doesn't mean I have to dim myself forever. That just means I have to take a step back and let them process what's going on. Exactly. And I have to respect that.
Respect their need for what they need for space.
And that talks about speaking your truth without feeling hurt. I admire, it's taken me a while to admire someone to speak their truth to me and me not get hurt. I go, you're saying that. And normally I would think, that they hate me or whatever, or not that they're a bad person, but that I've done something terrible.
Right.
But now I can say, yeah, I get it. Sorry, give me a second. I'll try and make full sentences, or I'll try and give it to you in chunks instead of all at once.
Except the part that I'm going to circle back to is the part where you say sorry. That's the thing. I don't want to be sorry for who and what energy I have anymore.
Right.
It's just like, I get it. I think that's the difference. It's just to say, I get it. I'm lost. I get it. And that's
why do we say sorry?
I'm not, that's the thing. Right. And that's what keeps you small, because you start apologizing for who you essentially are.
And you shouldn't apologize. You should just say, I understand what you're going. I get it. I know who I am.
And I get that maybe I'm talking too much right now. And I get that this is a lot of energy, and I get all that, but I'm not going to, and I will accommodate and be respectful and kind. Yeah. Fix your hair there. And then, but I'm not going to apologize for who I am anymore.
No, I don't apologize for who I am anymore. I try not to. I think the word sorry is such a Canadian thing.
Yeah.
And generational thing. Like when we were growing up, I'm a big manners mean a lot.
Yeah.
So as sweary as I am and as in your face, I
very
please and thank you. And I do say sorry, and I'm not, it's just I think to me, for years, it was, I'm so sorry, I should dim myself. Now it's habit. And I also will say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I'm sorry I made you feel that way. I'm not apologizing for myself, but probably I am if I think I'm saying this out loud. But in my head, I'm like, well, I'm not, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you're feeling like that. Do you know what I mean? And the different, so I don't know, but I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I try not to apologize for being who I am. I'm sorry that it's like if you hurt someone unintentionally and you say, Chandra, you hurt my feelings. Oh, I'm sorry I hurt your feelings. It was not my intention. So I'm not apologizing for me. I'm apologizing for.
Well, the thing is though, if you didn't do anything wrong.
Sometimes I am wrong though.
Sure. But I'm going to use a situation where, let's say you've hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
But you didn't do anything wrong because I have a trigger.
Okay? Right.
So then you have to go, there's the difference. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Like that's when I have to I acknowledge that you're upset right now. I can see that you're upset. That's totally okay. It's a different thing when I say, I'm sorry if if what I did made you feel that way. Yes. But I'm not going to change.
I'm not this perfect
if
yet,
I did
but
something shitty, of course, I'm going to go.
Do you in a fight, because I've caught myself, it's not good. I know it's not good. Go, oh, well, I'm sorry if being who I am is upsetting you so much. Now, that's being a bitch, I know. But I'm kind of speaking my truth here.
Yeah, no, it's interesting.
It's not a productive way to create conversation.
Yeah.
It's kind of a, fuck you, I'm mad. And then it goes back to the swearing thing. Fuck you, I'm mad. Yeah.
No, this is it. And I know, so John and I use, and I've talked to you about.
I know, we're going to have you guys in and do that. I want to do that one time. Yeah.
And it does. It saved our marriage. We do Imago Dialogue, which
say it again.
It's called Imago Dialogue.
How do you spell it?
IMAGO.
IMAGO.
Yeah, look it up. Wrote about it in his book, Getting the Love You Want. John read the book years ago. I'll be perfectly honest, I did not. But I did do a weekend workshop on how to do this dialogue technique. And I'll be honest, I don't love it, but it works. It's kind of like it works 100% of the. It's actually very simple in its design and not simple to do. And it's I don't get to have in those dialogues. My emotions are, because I'm having to do a kind of a structure. My emotions are in check, and that's the way he can hear me. And because when I'm big and emotional, he can't hear me.
That's what I.
So that's why we don't get anything.
That's what Rich and I we our arguments start with something stupid or you're bugging me, whatever. But it ends up being big because and I've said this, we have such different communication styles. And let's not even get into the man versus woman thing.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that. I'm not trashing.
Versus,
I'm not
different.
Trashing. It's just, I get it. We're different. We have, and then that's where we end up having big things. And because we don't have 20, 30 years under our belt together, and we've had 20 and 30 years of different people, different relationships, and then coming to here, right? So you've got, this is how it happened before, and for good or for bad. But yeah, I think communication style is something that a lot of relationships.
It's like
they have to.
You have to figure out, how do I communicate with you? And I know for my partner, whom I love very much, when I'm big and emotional, which I sometimes need to be, but when I'm big and emotional, he can't hear me. And so I get even more emotional because I know I'm not being heard.
I love that you said he can't hear me. Not that he isn't hearing me or won't hear me. And I'm recognizing that too. And I think it's a lot of, but if you're a teacher too, you recognize that not all of the people in your class
learn the same way.
So I will pivot and I will try and change how I'm trying to say it to make somebody else hear me. But when you're in an argument with your partner, I think that's the hardest relationship.
Oh God, yeah.
To communicate in, because there's too many
emotions, so emotionally
and you're too attached and there's more at stake and yada, yada, yada. But that's the biggest thing. A lot of relationships, I love him. Fine, but love isn't going to make it all better.
I talk a lot about this, and I think this is really when I got this concept, it made a big difference. It's like marriages don't succeed with the golden rule; they succeed with the platinum rule.
Yes,
the golden rule is do unto others as I can do unto you. That's not actually going to help you very much. The platinum rule is do unto others as they need to be done unto. In other words, I need to deliver love to my partner in the way he will receive it, not the way I would receive it.
Right.
Like the way my language of love is, quality time and acts of service. His is physical touch and words of affirmation. I have to, if he wants to feel love, if I want him to feel loved, I have to switch what makes me feel good and go, okay, what makes him feel good?
And 100%, because I know
not my instinct though, right?
Right.
My instinct is like,
and
you
that's
should feel
hard
good because I just did all these acts of service for you. And he's like, yeah.
And then I want to say, build on that if you have a partner and you know their love languages, but you're unable to give it to them the way they want it, you don't need to feel bad if that's not the relationship for you.
Oh yeah.
Because I know a lot of people go, well, I'm trying to give him his love language, but it makes me uncomfortable, or his love language is something it really upsets me to do that. I'm thinking physical touch, like women's physical touch. No, I'm being very generalized here. Yeah. More cuddling and hand holding. Men's would be like, let me stick my penis in you. And again, I'm totally generalizing.
Yes. But you know what? Men are great on cuddling.
I know. Yeah. My man's a cuddler. Yeah. But at the same point, like
sex
some
is
women,
very important.
Sex is important, but some, especially I'd say women, if they have history of sex not being so great, or they have abuse, or they have this, or they've been feeling,
then they
have like from previous relationships that he always pressured me into sex and I felt I had to. Yeah. Then moving into another relationship when that person is of love, that just creates huge panic. Yes, that person, I'd say man or woman, have to heal themselves from the previous relationship. Exactly. But at the same time, it's okay to go, you're a great person, I love you, but we can't jive. We're incompatible at these levels, and I don't know if this is a long-term
This is it. Like thing. You can love someone and be incompatible with them.
That's what I'm saying. I can love you. So it is more than just love.
Absolutely.
100% more than love. I loved my husband.
Yep.
We became incompatible. And the relationship it wasn't going to work without one of us losing ourselves.
Yeah, exactly.
And I didn't want to lose myself anymore.
Yeah, and that's what the challenge.
And I'm not bashing. That's just,
because long-term marriages, you do change as a person. I am not the person I was that John married when I was 27.
You're not?
Not. And it's to stay engaged in the marriage, you have to revisit and go, okay, so how do you feel love now? What's your priority?
And do you find that your love languages have even changed over the years? Yeah, me too.
Oh yeah. And I think his have too, but I can't speak for him, but I would say that that's actually a conversation we have to come back to all the time,
Yeah. And
the couples fight about, 3 things: sex, housework, and money, and their values around those also change. Right?
Yes. And then throw menopause in the mix. If one of those people in that partnership is a woman, or I can't imagine both in the partnership being a woman, and what menopause hits in that. I've never thought about that. Menopause in a lesbian relationship. Oh my God. But maybe because you're both going through it, you have respect for
maybe a little bit more
compassion, because you may not be doing it the same way, but you're also going, I hear you.
Here's the thing though, don't you find women experience menopause obviously
differently,
very, very differently. Even my 3 sisters, they are all experiencing it very differently.
Yeah.
And it can be radically different. Some women I know in their late 50s are still just regular normal.
I have a friend who just stopped her period, I think around 40. It just stopped. That's it.
And no symptoms. Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah, I know.
Nothing. I'm like,
there's
that's shit. Exactly. I mean, good for her. I'm very happy for her, but I'm like,
I know, and she may not have wanted it that early, because that hormonally, exactly, like your estrogen, your progesterone levels all plummet, and that has even if she's not seen the side effects, it does have a physiological impact on your body.
She still looks great.
Yeah, but
like I look at pictures of her, and I mean, she's someone I like, a high school friend.
Yeah.
She's often around. We connect through Facebook and Zoom sometimes. She's gorgeous still, and I look at her and go. I look at myself and think I have changed so much.
You're gorgeous still.
Oh, thank you, honey. I'm not saying I'm not, but I look at, I've aged. Like since menopause.
Oh, I just our body,
like,
definitely.
Yeah, but even in my face, like what a big shift in the past 3 years versus before, like from say 40 to 50. Of course I changed, but it was such a gradual one.
Change, yeah.
And then all of a sudden it was like boom, boom, jowls. Like what the hell are these things hanging from my neck? Like I'm a turkey.
Aging is not this kind of gentle slope into old age. It's this kind of like and then plateau and then plateau.
It's constant train wrecks. It's constant.
It's like smooth sailing and then a car crash and then
I'm not. Please, I'm not bitching. I am very grateful. I know I look good. Like I take care of myself. I try and make myself look good. Like I'm not just going to go, oh fuck it. I'm now never going to shave and have a mustache and bushy eyebrows.
Right. But it's because what makes you feel good too.
Yeah, and hey, if you want to have a mustache and bushy eyebrows, I love you for that too.
Go for it. I think happiness comes from a whole lot of different places. So
exactly.
One of those is it might be how you experience, art. But I am caring less about that more and more.
And do you think, and we're talking about this stage in our life, this is why we've decided, like I finally decided to go, why am I living my life for everybody else? Mm-hmm. Why am I allowing myself to be small? I never thought I was living small until I actually looked at it and went, yeah, I've never really gone for the things I really wanted to go for. And I'm now I'm 56 today. Yay. I better start.
Yeah, I know. Exactly.
Right.
That's why this podcast.
Yeah. And so many other things that I'm working towards.
I'm not hiding anymore.
Yeah. I think that's what it is. I'm not going to hide anymore. And I find for me, it's a hard transition because I'm still having to make the money. I need to make money. Yeah. So keeping all of that as I try and transition money making, my financial freedom into other avenues that are more aligned with what I want to do and not keeping myself small. Yeah. It's exhausting. Yep. Yep. But I think it's going to be worth it. A year or two of doing this,
hopefully,
of not, a year or two of doing this and juggling a lot of things.
Yeah. We're in transition.
It's transition, and transition is hard.
Yeah. Pivot year. It is hard.
It is hard, but I think having each other. So I suggest to anybody having an accountability partner or someone you can talk to, or someone who's not just a cheerleader, but someone who's
gonna kick your ass a bit.
Like kind of kick your ass, but not beat you up. Okay, I get it. You had a bad day. Don't beat yourself up. But get back on it, and let's do this. And like you pushed me to put a meditation online. Now I have 2. I've done it 2 weeks in a row. Are they great? No, I haven't really advertised it yet because,
well, it's partly my fault because I haven't got the e-blast.
No. Because I'm just getting them up there. They're not, when I look on YouTube at other people's meditations, their thumbnails, this beautiful picture with the big wording on.
We'll get you there.
Manifest. I'm just throwing it up there with my voice. But I did it.
How long have you been thinking about that?
About 1.5 years.
Exactly. So you've got them there.
And I credit you for helping me. No, but seriously, like you didn't do it. But you're
I didn't. You did it all.
You said, we're putting out an email and we're going to attach one of your meditations as a freebie. I went, oh, fuck me. Okay, let's do it.
By the way, if you want to get on our email list, I'm going to put a link below. I'm actually going to do it this time because I know I said it.
And the other time, she just has to remind me.
I can fix those too.
You just have to remind. Yeah.
No, I'll put it in the comments.
Oh, you put it in the comments.
I'll put it in the comments. And there's lots of fun stuff that comes in the email, so you should join.
Yeah. There are lots of fun things. And
all right. I think we're wrapping up.
We're wrapping it up.
We'll
probably not even see this part, but we should have a goodbye.
We should come up with some kind of funny
catchphrase goodbye of like not till next time, but
next time we'll have one. This time we're just fucking like too brain dead to come up with one.
We're gonna try and think of a funny goodbye instead of just ending it.
Yeah.
And we're gonna edit some of that. So if you ask why it's been edited, it's just because we rambled on for a long time.
Okay.
So bye.